Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Midwest Contractor. After our busy day yesterday, cutting and baling hay, we're going to move on to other things today. We've got a harvesting contract that we've just gotten underway, and before we get hot and heavy into that, I thought I would put a quick coat of fertilizer on our 2 fields of oats. I've already done the far field over there, and we're going to go ahead and finish up this one, and then we'll move on over to the combine and the grain truck. And in the meantime, as I was sitting here between episodes, between recordings, I realized that I was about ready to break a rule that I had established for myself for this series. I said that if we were doing baling contracts or harvesting contracts, we would essentially do no more than one of those a day. And then if we were doing things like fertilizing contracts, plowing contracts, so on and so forth, we could do up to 3 of those. So I guess technically I probably broke the rule yesterday or in October when I did both a baling contract and a plowing contract, and also a fertilizing contract. But it was unintentional. So be that as it may, I did originally, if you recall, I had originally selected 2 harvesting contracts for today on field 31 and 32. And after realizing what I was about to do, I went ahead and canceled the contract on field 32. And that's probably just as well, because frankly, with our small harvester and our small grain truck and the number of trips we're going to have to take to cart all this stuff, and then we're going to bale the straw as well, that's probably going to be more than enough for today for us. So get the time set here, and it looks like our fertilizing tractor is about finished. We'll have to go over there and get it out of the field. Yeah, there it is. All right. So great. We're fertilized 100%. There's this little bump right here in the middle of that field. Oh, and our field of, I believe it's soybeans over there, is ready to harvest. So we've got to deal with that at some point as well. Not quite certain. Not quite certain if we're going to get to that today. We may go ahead and wait until, well, frankly, I'd rather wait till the price recovers a little bit. One thing I think I do want to do, though, while I'm here, getting back and forth around these fields is kind of a nuisance. Let's build a bridge. And boom, there we go. All right. Got ourselves a nice bridge. We can easily get back and forth across to this other field over here. Good. Didn't deform the ground too badly. Should be all set. Okay. And I think we'll be pretty well done with this tractor for now. Can park it up. We are going to have to grab the baler with the International and get it over to the oat field that we're harvesting. But we got a little time on that. I think while this thing is running, we'll go over here, set the grain truck up for unloading the combine, and hope that it works as well as it did when we did it on our own fields. And you'll notice I pulled the pressure washer out and cleaned this up before we go and get it all dirty again. Well, I think I might have mentioned in the last episode, in fact, I know I mentioned in the last episode that our weather here in northwest Ohio has been, it's been miserable. It's been doing nothing but raining for weeks. Well, just as predicted, it's like somebody turned the spigot off. And yesterday afternoon and today have been, whoa, there's a rock there. Have been absolutely amazingly beautiful days. Sun's out, and looking at the forecast for the rest of the week, there's not going to be a cloud in the sky. So, yeah, we're going to dry out, and the farmers are going to finally be able to get into their fields, and it's going to be like a big giant dust bowl around here for probably the next 2.5 weeks. And for whatever reason, it's like you have to, when you're unloading a combine, you have to tell the truck what field it's on. It doesn't automatically sense that it's on a specific field. It's like it remembers the field that it was on before, but every time you, oh, that didn't work. Okay, hang on a second. But then every time you go to change fields, you have to, yeah. So now it's going to work. All right. Well, hopefully he'll do his job. I think we'll go ahead and get back to the farm, and we'll get the International hooked up to the baler and get it headed this way. Get this over to the field. Let's see. I don't recall where this grain for this contract has to go. It goes to Cooper Farms grain. So if I'm not mistaken, that's down in the lower left part of the map. Right here, I believe. Yeah, Cooper Farms grain. Okay, excellent. That works. And just for kicks and giggles, what's straw looking like these days? Oh, well, we're not too far again. Price-wise, we're not too far off the top. So yeah, we may go ahead and just bale a straw and sell it directly off the field. Let's see how we're doing here. About 50%. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder maybe if I shouldn't have kept the contract on that other field, that there's no weeds in it, and I think the yield bonus in it would have been a little bit better. We would have gotten a little more straw and a few more oats. This is looking like this field doesn't quite look as good, but this contract does pay more. So when I started this series, I mentioned I really don't have a kind of an end goal in mind, which is probably not a good thing. And primarily the reason why is because I don't know if I want to just continue this series as strictly a contracting series, or whether I want to eventually amass enough money that I can buy one of the many farms that are on this map. And this farm back here is one that's incredibly appealing and inviting. I like the layout of it. I like the fields that are around it. There's a nice big grass field right over there. It would definitely be and a nice grass field right out in front of the house there. Would definitely be something that would work well for a farm setup, and it would even be conducive if I want to put down animal pens. So, don't know. The other thought I had was purchasing one of the fields that has one of those interesting cutouts where an old homestead once stood, and revitalizing one of those areas, putting in a home and a couple of barns, and going from there. Let's see if nope. No, another interesting thought I had was that there are a couple of really dense wooded areas, large wooded areas that have some nice grass fields and tillable acreage adjacent to them. And I thought about perhaps purchasing one of those, removing a bunch of trees, and putting down a farm. Okay, now we're going to play tag with the combine until it stops. Oh, maybe not. How about that? Excellent. I know I mentioned yesterday or the other day when I recorded the episode 4, when we were baling, I mentioned that you really want to hold off delivering any more product than the product that you need to fulfill the contract until all of the field work is done. And that I think is more apparent when you're doing harvesting contracts. Although today, with the size of our grain truck, I don't know that we're going to be able to do that. So there's a likely chance that we will over deliver on these oats and probably not collect as much as we otherwise could have. But I think I've got the delivery for harvest contracts set at something like 85 or 90%. So it's not like it's going to make that huge of a difference. One of the things I did want to point out when I had initially selected those 2 contracts, it is that these fields, both had oats and both were being delivered to the same sell point. So that's also kind of another gotcha I've noticed with contracts. When you have multiple contracts active for the same product or the same grain, the same fill type, and they are getting delivered to the same sell point, a lot of times what happens is you'll start harvesting and you'll start delivering, and you realize that you're fulfilling the delivery for the other contract first. And that really screws you up, because you will have to deliver 100% of its total yield before that contract can be considered complete. So there's a chance when you do that you will over deliver product and you will lose out. I was kind of anxious to see if that was going to happen when I had those 2 contracts selected, but like I said, as soon as I realized I was breaking one of our rules, I went ahead and deleted the 1 contract. But who knows, maybe we'll test that theory out at some future date when we have some better equipment, have a bigger harvester, and then in theory we'd be able to perform multiple contracts in a day. Okay, this is rolling along. I'm going to see what the status of our baler is getting over here. That's a nice grass field right there too. Again, kind of a reason why I think that farm back there would be fairly appealing. There are just a lot of really nice fields around it, and large fields. Okay, he's almost here. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and load up the course for this baler. It'll be a little bit before we can start, but alrighty, we're harvesting along here. So I'll tell you what, folks, I'm not going to keep you chained to a rotating combine. We'll make some progress on this, and I will bring you back in when we are ready to start delivering grain. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back. The grain truck is full. We're going to go ahead and send it off to the sell point. Didn't do too bad. I'd say we got just about half the field in this load, so we'll be okay. I think maybe one more load and change ought to just about do it. Looks like the harvester can unload about 4 times before this thing's full. I have a sneaking suspicion that combine will be full before we get back, but oh well. No big deal. Driving 65 miles an hour down a dirt road. Nice. Okay, I will see you at the sell point. And here we are, arriving at Cooper's Farm Grain. Let's see how much grain we're delivering on this contract in one load. We've got, 24,000 liters, so pretty good chunk. And yeah, I see our harvester's already at 91%, so it'll definitely be full by the time we get back. A little slow unload. It's going out through a grain door. Need to check to see if the tailgate's an option. I'm not sure. Do that here in a minute. There, okay, 55% looks like transported for field 31. So, all right. So definitely one more full load will more than meet our requirement for 85%. So this is where I was saying, you know, it would be great to have all of the oats harvested before we had to deliver anymore, but I just don't think we're going to be that lucky. Okay, we'll get back to the field, get the harvester unloaded, and continue on with this harvest. Okay, we'll let Courseplay take over. All right, we will continue on, and I will be back with you when we are ready to deliver another load of grain, or we are closer to being completed. Okay, everybody, welcome back in. And we are just finishing up the harvest. I did go ahead and I delivered about half of a truckload to get us close to that 85-86% mark that we need to be at to complete the contract. And if you'll notice, we've completed the harvest, but we're still sitting at 99%. So there's still a tad bit left that we do need to deliver. And if you look at the completion stats on the contract here, it says we've delivered 37.5. We have 1,400 to go, and we're at 96%. So there is still a little bit left that we've got to dump to fulfill the contract, and the rest of it will be ours. Okay. Had a little hiccup there as I was talking. I actually got a message that I have run out of disk space. So I had to jump out, move a few things around, delete a few things, and free up some space. I guess I really do need that new computer that my son has talked me into buying/building. We'll get this off the field and get it headed back toward the shop, because obviously we don't need it anymore. We'll get the baler started, and we do need to deliver a little bit more grain yet, but we're going to hold off. I'm going to let the contract sit in a state of incomplete until we get it baled and get all the straw off the field. One of the things I've learned about baling the straw on these contracts is once you complete the contract completely, you get to 100%. You can still bale the straw up until you collect the contract. So once you're at 100%, if you collect the contract, you will not be able to bale the straw. In fact, it just disappears from the field. But if you don't collect the contract, you can still finish baling the straw. However, there's a caveat to that. If you exit the game after you've completed the contract, even though you have not collected it, and you go back into the game, the straw will still be on the field. Your contract will be sitting there waiting for you to collect it, but you will not be able to bale the straw. If you start your baler up on the field, it will simply say you do not have access to this field. So once you complete a harvest, if you're going to bale the field, you had better go ahead and get it done before you ever exit the game. Otherwise, you're going to probably lose it. And go. I'm guessing this is going to take, an hour and a half. All right. So be it. Go ahead and jump on our grain truck here. May as well get it off the field and out of the way as well. And we've already got a straw bale. Oh, one thing I did notice with the baler, that when we were baling hay, I was baling the small bales, the 125 centimeters. You can do 150s with this baler, but I had it set on 125, so I did change it to 150, so hopefully that'll help reduce the number of bales we're going to end up getting here. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and send this to the sell point, but I'm not going to let it dump. I'm just gonna send it there and let it sit there. And as soon as we're done with our baling exercise, then we'll go ahead and deliver the rest of the grain and complete the contract. Get to our truck here. And get it headed for the field. Okay. With our bouncing bale trailer. And I did remember to reset the bale counter this time, so we'll see how many bales we're able to get off this field. Just curious what's over here. Wheat. Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and continue baling, and I will check back in with you when I've got a load of bales and we're ready to hit the sell point and see what straw's worth today. Okay, we have a full load of bales, plus one extra. The first one out of the baler was a small one. 125 centimeter, so of course the trailer can't load two separate sizes, so I just simply loaded it onto the back of the truck. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Oh, not bad. $9,700. Wow. For one load of bales. And we're easily getting at least one more off of it. And maybe as much as two. Alrighty, I'm going to send this back to the field and load up again. And I'll tell you what, I will bring you back in when we're ready to deliver the last load of bales, to deliver the last little bit of grain, and finally collect our contract for the day. Okay, welcome back. We are just now finishing up our baling. Oh, and it's gonna drop one 3 feet from the end. That's fine. And we're done. Okay, fabulous. Let's go ahead and get this thing headed back toward the shop. We'll pick up our last couple of bales. It looks like we're going to end up with exactly a half a load. While we were away, I delivered one more full load. So not bad. I mean, so far we've gotten almost $20,000 and just for the bales. So yeah, I mean, pretty good day and pretty long day. As you can see, we started this morning at I guess it was around 6:30, 7 o'clock in game, and it's now almost 5. So in the afternoon. So yeah, we're I'm very thankful now that I did not choose to keep that field or that contract for that field. It just simply would have been too much for one day. And there you go. Okay, let's grab our last couple bales up here, and we'll get these down to the animal dealer. I did earlier. I checked the price. The sawmill was actually had the best price for straw by $1 per 1,000 liters, And I thought, you know, we're so close to where the animal dealer is. I don't know that I really want to send this trailer catty corner on the map for a whopping $1 per 1,000 liters. So that's fine. We just took the hit. Well, this is great. Now we can, we got the straw off. We can collect the contract. We can go ahead and deliver the last of the grain. And call it a day. And here we are at the sell point, the last of the oats. And there we go. Contract is finished. And we're making some money. Let's see where we end up here. Wow. $17,000. Holy moly. That's pretty darn good. Got that done. We'll send this back to the shop. And we'll go out here and collect our fortune. Completed. So, and we'll get 10.6 for the contract. Yeah, we actually got more than, that was about 13,000, I guess. Okay, cool. All right. And that just that quick, we're up to 211, almost 212,000. Let's take a look at the stats here and see what today looks like. So, yeah, 46,000. Not quite as good as yesterday's. Windfall of 102. But 19.9, almost 20,000 from sold bales. 17,000, so it's at 13, but 17,000 from the oats, and 10.6 from the contract. So yeah, 46,432 was our haul for the day, and we're up to 211,000. And I know I said this yesterday, but it's time to really start thinking about upgrading some of this equipment. You know, what do I want to do first? Going back out and looking at these contracts. Here we've got a couple of really nice cultivating contracts. Field 18. I mean, I think that's probably something that we could handle if we had a decent sized cultivator. 17, 18, yeah, right here. So that's close to the shop too. So I don't know. You know, I was looking in the used equipment sales, and not only is that JCB still there tempting and taunting me, but now there's a nice Massey Ferguson 8S sitting there as well. Already sitting at 225 horsepower at the base. That and a new cultivator might be just what the doctor ordered for us. All right. We'll head back and get all this equipment to bed, and we'll call it a day. Oh, that's right. We still have a few bales left to sell, don't we? So I guess we're not done yet. All right. We should get about, I don't know, 4,000 and change for these. Oh, yeah. Wow, 4,800. Okay. Nice. Excellent. Let's go ahead and put our grain truck away. Great. Okay, folks. Well, that'll just about wrap it up. The tractor and the baler are still on their way back, as well as the truck and the trailer. But I'll put those to bed before calling it a day and moving on to December. Again, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to join me. If you liked what you saw, I'd appreciate knowing about it. If you didn't like what you saw, by all means, please leave a comment and let me know why. And if you're not subscribed, I'd like to encourage you to consider subscribing. It would help my channel out a lot. Again, thank you so very much, and have a wonderful day, everybody.